Hey y'all, iRix Guy here, and I want to do a quick follow-up review for the Mac Mini M1. Now, this is my Mac Mini M1. It's the 16 gig version, 16 gig of memory, 1 terabyte SSD. What's so remarkable about this, and I wish they put it out in space gray or gold or something like that. I mean, this color is okay, but it's cool to the touch. This thing does not heat up, and that's absolutely incredible. And I say it doesn't heat up, but I just do, Final Cut Pro video, Final Cut Pro 10 video editing. Export my videos with compressor. Have not had any thermal issues with this, so that's a huge testament to the awesomeness of Apple Silicon. And obviously, I've got my little third-party USB-C cable here that I plugged into the back. I wish they had more USB-C ports. They've got two. So I've got one that's this cable that I kind of use in my microphone when I'm using it, or I use it to download photos and videos from my camera. And then the other USB-C port is plugged into my old school mechanical 14 terabyte mechanical hard drive. So that's where I store a bunch of videos, and I've got those backed up to the cloud. But, I wish we had more USB-C ports on the Mac Mini M1. But again, this is the first version of the Mac Mini M1, and they didn't really redesign it at all. So yeah, from a performance perspective, radically redesigned it, but from a design perspective, they didn't. So hopefully, when they come out with the next iteration, hopefully it'll have more USB-C ports. I know that's a small gripe, but I'm going to gripe anyway because that's just how I am. But it uses, it's got an HDMI port on the back, so I've got the HDMI plugged into my 4K 3840 by 2160 monitor, and that's perfectly acceptable. I love the Mac Mini M1. I mean, this thing, it's just funny because, I got that 16-inch MacBook Pro, and I maxed it. Well, I didn't max it out all the way, but I loaded it up pretty good. I had 32 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte SSD, and the Intel Core i9. So, I was pretty much thinking I was going to be using that for a few years, and then this little sucker hit, and I was expecting kind of an entry-level budget experience, with Apple Silicon, and this thing grossly trumped my MacBook Pro 16-inch. And again, what I use Final Cut Pro 10. I use compressor to export the videos. So I'm a big video editor here. iRix Guy's Adventure Channel, youtube.com/iRix Guy, where you're watching this. So from that perspective, the performance is outstanding. So, I don't, I don't know. This thing is just, it's phenomenal. It's well designed. Again, I would like a space gray color. I'd like a gold color. Again, that's cosmetic. I care about the performance more. But what's so incredible is that Apple was so quiet about this. The assumption was, at least the assumption I had, and I'm sure a lot of people may have shared a similar opinion. I'm like, oh, Apple's coming out with, their own silicon. It's going to be slow. It's going to be, more energy efficient than Intel, blah, blah, blah. In other words, probably lesser performance. And what we got, what really blew my mind is that I got something, this MacBook Air is, or MacBook Mini is, or Mac Mini is entry level, quotes, entry level, and this entry level machine is grossly trumping the the top of the line Intel machines that Apple had released not too long ago. So I thought that to be, I thought that was pretty funny. I'm super excited about the iMac with Apple Silicon because you can see I've got this 4K monitor right here, but I've got this huge area right here. I was going to buy an ultra wide display, but I'm like, you know what? Why am I going to do that? Because we know that iMac's going to be coming out soon. Is it going to come out in 2020? Probably not, because we've only got a few days left. But I think 2021 we're going to see a new iMac. And hopefully when they bring the new iMac out with Apple Silicon, hopefully it'll be redesigned. And, the monitor on the current model Intel iMac is phenomenal. It's a 4K monitor. A 5K monitor on the 27-inch. But, what would be really cool is if Apple came out, the iMac, if it had a curved widescreen, like 6K or 8K display. That'd be phenomenal. But who knows? That's why I'm keeping this part of my desk kind of open, because, you know, when that iMac does come out, I'm going to keep this and I'm going to repurpose it for something else. Right now, this Mac Mini M1 16 gig, 1 terabyte SSD is my primary video editing system. I've got this right here. This is the iPad Air with the Apple Pencil 2, but I've got a MacBook Air M1 coming. But when the iMac comes out, I got to get that, because the iMac will become my primary machine. I'm not cool enough to own and use the Mac Pro. It's just too expensive for me, because I'm an independent YouTuber, and you know, I try to make this studio sound good. I got these soundproofing things, and I got, you know, I'm trying to do things I can to up the professionalism of the content on this channel. I've got a good camera, that A7R4. You know, it's not a super low budget channel, but again, being an independent YouTuber, I've got to be smart with my gear. And, you know, I think that, Apple Silicon is without a doubt the future. And this Mac Mini M1 simply foreshadows what's coming. Because, I mean, Apple has already grossly trumped the performance of Intel. And, when they released their iMac with the Apple Silicon, when they released their Mac Pro with the Apple Silicon, assuming they continue to produce the Mac Pro, are they going to phase it out? I mean, these things are so powerful. You know, what more might you need? I mean, this Mac Mini, this entry-level system is grossly trumping a top-of-the-line Intel rig. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you know, one can speculate, but I'm excited. I love it. Yeah, call me an Apple fanboy. That's cool, because I kind of am. But, you know, Apple, they put a lot of thought into their design. They put a lot of thought into their performance. I don't have to deal. I hate Windows. You know, I used MS-DOS in the past, and that was when you had to install Windows, and Windows ran off of MS-DOS. That was like Windows 3.1, and then you had the Windows for Woodchucks, and then you had then you got into 95, you got into Windows 98, Windows ME, you know, list goes on. But Apple is just so good because it runs Mac OS 10. I never liked Apple prior to Mac OS 10 because it was too pointy and clicky. You know, I didn't have that command line. I'm a nerd, man. I got to have my command line. But when Apple released Mac OS 10, which is Unix, and I had my fully functional Unix command line, I was like, this is cool. You know, I can get in here. I've got my command line. I can nerd out with that. But unlike Linux, because it's Apple, I've got access to a plethora of commercial applications for video editing, photo editing, etc. You know, Apple's never been big into gaming, and I'm not a gamer anyway. It's a time sink. Now, there are people that, that have, they're professional gamers and they make money. You know, all power to you, man. Capitalism. That's what it's all about, making money. But, for the most part, Apple's pretty much a system that people will use for video editing, photo editing, and just basic office tasks, and not have to worry about the flood of viruses and unstableness that one probably will encounter with the with the Microsoft operating systems. It didn't used to be that way back in the MS-DOS days, but since I don't know, I despise Windows, man. I mean, everybody's got to work with Windows because a lot of people use it, but Windows is the devil. And I love Unix. And the fact that this thing right here, this Mac Mini M1 is so powerful. I mean, it's just so cool. Cool to the touch. It's not hot. It's not warm. And I've been sending tons of videos through this puppy. Editing videos, exporting videos. It's been web browsing. It's been a good Mac Mini. Good job. So, yeah, man, it's just going to be interesting to see where this technology goes next, because Apple really has, they've really outdone themselves with this. So tell me what you think within the comment section below. Have you picked up an Apple Silicon-based computer yet? That could be the Mac Mini, that could be the MacBook Pro 13-inch, or the MacBook Air M1 at the time of posting this. Today is December the 12th of 2020. Tell me what you think within the comment section below, and thanks for your viewership. Y'all have a good day.